Rob's driving on a Slovenian highway for the first time on the right side of the road, which is the wrong side. How does it feel, Rob?
Not too bad. It's weird. We're still alive, so that's something.
We made it! We made it to the caves. So, Ljubljana's that way, and we've just driven all the way down here. Over somewhere here. There are several options for the tour. Well, actually there are two options and you can do both of them. One is like a 3-kilometer, inclusive 3-kilometer walk, and it's a standard tour, which is what most tourists do. There's a second part, which is like the extended one, and if you take that and the first one together, you'll have toured all of the caves. But it's a total of 5 kilometers of walking, which is no big deal, but also 950 steps.
Yeah.
We just did the one that most tourists do. Hopefully that's good enough.
But that was €16 each.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't know what the other one was.
I think if you did the combined one, if you did both of them together, it was like €21 per person.
Okay.
We'll let you know if it's worth it.
Okay.
We set off on a strenuous hike down through the caves. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to take any videos at all until we had hiked up to the other side at the mouth of the cave system. But it was an incredible experience and a must-see in Slovenia.
We really loved the Škocjanske Jame. It's supposed to be a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and I can really see why.
UNESCO, they take all the fun out of it and they just leave it as it is. You can't even take a camera in, you're not even allowed to take a picture or a film. No flashes, makes no difference, you can't use it. So they don't want to have a train, they don't want to have any fancy lights. So yeah, from that point of view, yeah, great.
Yeah, the cave walls are a lot closer to you. You could really touch it. So I just felt like it was more real. Like this isn't just some tourist attraction. Like you're going into a cave. We got to this huge underground cavern, and it was like 200 meters from top to bottom. And we were right in the middle on a, little bridge. And it's called the Noisy Cave because there's a river that runs through it underground, the river Reka. It was roaring in there. Like we could hear it before we even entered the Noisy Cave. I know though there have been thousands of people there, but it still had that feeling like it was a secret, like not many people knew about it. It wasn't heavily touristed.
What was really interesting was that you could actually see where the original tourist walkway was.
Yeah.
And they haven't used it since 1939 or something like that. But it's like about 1.5 feet wide, cut into the mountain. No handrails, nothing.
While hiking back up to ground level, we got to see several waterfalls between the caves that were just beautiful. Reka is the river that starts in Croatia, continues through the Škocjan Caves in Slovenia, and ends up in Italy.
Don't do this if you at all have any sort of physical disability that would prevent you from walking.
And also, we only did the part one. There's part one and part two. Part two was closed.
For the
So
winter.
part two would add in several kilometres more.
Yeah.
And that would be a lot more strenuous too, because you're going deeper, you're going to the cavern underneath where the water is. For me, the caves and the castles had similarities. So when we went and saw Ljubljana Castle, and you compare that to the castle, the one cut into the mountain.
Yeah.
The one I liked, because that was really exactly how they lived. It hasn't been embellished, it hasn't been tourified. Same with these two caves.
So which one did you like better?
I liked the train, the first one. I think that I felt that it was an easier walk. And I think that the attractions were just as good, except for the river. The river was sensational. Yeah. But I feel that the second one is very amateurish, the way they've set it up.
I don't know, the Škocjan Caves were just real and raw and really natural. And that one cavern with the river rushing beneath your feet and roaring, and it's in your ears, and it's a little bit dark, so you don't really quite know where you're stepping. Like you have to be constantly alert, and it's a little scary because you're so high up. But
both are worth doing.
It was an amazing day. And this is mine. Fried calamari, of course.
After lunch, we hiked up a bit more to a lookout point just about 20 minutes away, and the views did not disappoint.
What a beautiful view! So we actually came out of the cave there. We walked underneath this, around this, by the river, and then we took the funicular just there, all the way up. Thank God for the funicular. At that point we were really, really tired.
Next, we drove an hour and a half from the Škocjan Caves to the sleepy little seaside town of Piran, just on the Adriatic Sea.
Welcome to Piran! Unfortunately, it's really rainy, but we can't really do anything about that. And it's still a beautiful city. Oh, yes. Wow.
Even with the weather, you can still see how clear the water is.
Wow. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. Eyes on the road.
Is that monkey?
What?
No?
No?
No.
I don't see anything. Škocjan Caves.
Škocjan Caves. Škocjan.
The Škocjana. These caves, Škocjan.
Postnoina
Postojna?
Postnoina?
Postojna.
Okay, those caves.
You did so well.
And we're standing here doing this while it's raining and it's freezing.
Oh, it's spitting.